We're having a reading today with Valerie Neiman, who will read second, and be introduced by Raphael, whose last name I forgot. And Joe Donahue is first. I've wanted to have Joe come read here ever since we started. Finally got around to it, both of us. And Joe's books include Before Creation, World Well Broken, Terra Lucida, which is a continuing project that he adds to, Incidental Eclipse Dissolves, Dark Church, and Red Flash on a Black Field, which I guess, did they come out about simultaneously? Yeah. And he's also co-edited Primary Trouble, which is an anthology of contemporary American poetry, and The World in Time and Space Towards a History of Innovative American Poetry in Our Time. That's ambitious. For nearly 3 decades, Joseph Donahue has been crafting a sensibility that straddles the often reductive binaries of literary discourse. As sacred as it is profane, as popular as it is avant-garde, and as funny as it is forlorn, Donahue's poetry puts forward a voice that resists easy categorization, and I will leave it to you to judge if categorization is easy or not. And here is Joe.
Thank you so much, and it's so great to finally have this happen. And I want to thank Cal for all the incredible work he has done in the entire area here on behalf of poetry, and to congratulate him on some forthcoming publications.
Yeah, right there.
Here, here.
The latest version.
Is this all right here? About like this? Okay.
Pretty good.
I'm going to be reading today from a manuscript called Wind Maps. It's a book that will be coming out probably this winter. It was inspired by a painting in a Rubin Museum in New York of a medieval Tibetan wind map, a circle of the world with these winds which seem like eternal forces kind of looping over it. There is, however, a non-Buddhist text, since I'm not a Buddhist. I realized this morning was kind of in my head throughout the writing of this, and I don't know if I will use it as an epigraph, but here it is. The wind bloweth where it listeth, and thou hearest the sound thereof, but canst not tell whence it cometh and whither it goeth. So is everyone that is born of the Spirit. Written on wind. This is the opening suite. Particle, plume, ridge, ripple, cyclone at the poles, wherever sea and air touch at mixed speeds, a sequence of peaks, rising gently, toppling. Saturn's moon is now Earth's mirror. 700 miles south of the Azores, water walls fall down an undersea slope. Internal surf, Kelvin Heimholtz billows, deep breathers, backscatter blast, 250 feet of breath of water rousing the ocean floor every 50 seconds. These reverbs within a larger world, like a musical beat, it gets lost, but then it's there. Rounds of sounds, all rounds of sound. The girl said, "This is what my hand gets going. I can't write a word in English until I spell it out in the air. Permutations of motion into meaning, of monition into meandering, all round all, a pulse beyond all, caught by faint strokes, the cascades bringing all bodies to be. The human is hardly more than letters drawn by the hand of the wind. Above, let's say, an excavation pit of rare minerals, sediments at rest in slabs of color, brick red, gray, blue, runoff sheen, a spring, a gush from nowhere stalling the operation. This learning of cursive takes forever. As your hand follows mine, devoutedly copying out what I spell, as you sound out for yourself the flow and feel of words, each in its arrival, a breeze bending flowers in a field, I disappear. Knowing this is basically a monologue of a student I had who had a compulsion to write out words when she was trying to figure out what she was saying. Knowing my compulsion, classmates would tease me, calling out words hard to spell, asking for help to see if I'd fail. It amused my friends to see me writing the same word over and over, puzzling out invisible possibilities. Sometimes I'd shoot back, hey, why don't you just look it up? But how can you look up what you can't spell? On the down escalator to the tunnel that ends at the planetarium, the lull between letters comes to mind. As in any fracture, a frenzy is already there. Math can measure this. In the cracked plastic, it is not the residue of the breaking blow, not the backwash of whatever shattering tips surface into depth. In openings as they open, a rage is already there. It is not within the iron or concrete or stone, not unleashed filling the sudden space. It's just already there. The sky is a wild lake. Umbrellas pull inside out. The cab door snaps back. Whatever love the two were professing for each other becomes a part of a great wind circling the earth. Hesiod, this is still the moment the universe is coming to be. I have not lived a long while, resumes the precarious girl, but I find it fair to ask, what might we be apart from fear, pettiness, silence, and lies?